It says I'm live, but it's still kind of going to go again. I think it might be my computer speed. It's not the greatest. I'm thinking about upgrading. So I upgraded lights. I upgraded the sound. I didn't upgrade me, but you take me as I am, right? So, hi, I'm from A Peace of Mind Training and Consulting for your child care. I thought I'd do a little bit, another Facebook Live. I've been doing it more on my homeschool group. So, because I have a lot more people on that one. So I thought, well, maybe this will help with A Peace of Mind Training and Consulting with childcare. And since it's Literacy Week, actually it's supposed to be media literacy, but I like regular literacy and books and all that fun stuff. So I thought I'd do a little bit on lapbooking. It's really similar to making a book, except you add multimedia. No, nah, tricked you. No, just a variety of different things. 3D kind of art. You can add all kinds of things to it. And it's great. And it's wonderful to do, I think, for the kiddos and that kind of thing. So I just thought I'd let you know a little bit. It's basically what a lap book is. Homeschoolers do this. So it's a great little thing. I thought I'd bring in the childcare industry because I think it's a great thing. The simplest meaning of a lap book is basically a project book or file folder laid out in a creative manner that fits in the child's lap, concerning lap book. Now you don't have to do their traditional lap book they have, but it's kind of weird to make on here, but it's pretty simple. I can show you what it kind of looks like at the end, or, well, not necessarily end, but cool. You probably can't see it too well. That's the problem with this. So anyways, it's basically 2 or more file folders put together, and they do it a little creatively. They split. This is the middle of the file folder, technically, usually. So it could go like this. Then you just do in half and half. Then you can open it up. And then they have all these different things that they can add things to. And let me see if I can find the one I kind of made up a little bit. Yes, I added some here. Oops, upside down. I don't know if you can tell. Then you could add stuff here. You got some things in here and on here, and you even have a little pocket they can put things in. They have more little kind of added books and things you can put, kind of mini little things. More different pictures, and then, of course the kids can color this all, add different things to it themselves. You can tape things on it, like if leaves or things like that. Whatever goes with the theme. This is about dogs, so different dog kind of things you can have them do. And what's really great about Lapbooking, and I'm going to put the link down below once I can find it again, and it has tons of different Lapbooks, and they're great. I mean, a basic edition one, and then it has all the information in there. Now you can use as little or as much as you want. And it's got, the math stuff on there, basic math. In addition, and there's a lot of it that you can do cutting, but you can have, the kids are old enough, they can cut it themselves. Things like that. So that's the math one. Let's see if I can find a fun one. I didn't go through this. I've been busy with the end of the month stuff coming up. They have different things. You cut around, and then this is for folding, and then you can make different things, and they show you and tell you how to do it. And as I said, the kids, and this one's all about dragonflies. And I didn't print off the whole thing because a lot of them are 10, 18 pages. And then it has little dragonflies. The picture's already there. And then it shows you can fold it all up. And then it tells you how to do it. And it gives you information about the dragonflies. And it tells you how to do it. It has always tons of just information already there for you. I'm trying to find one. Yes, here's one. See all the different information? So it gives you all the information, so you didn't have to look anything up on the computer or anything like that. So it's kind of fun, and they have all the different information. Now I said they're pretty long, so you can just print out whatever pages you want. You can have some just for you, so you have all the information, and then they can just put in all the fun stuff. What I do is I usually put the cover page on it, but they can even just decorate their own. And they can say detectives, and they can learn how to do the spelling and all that for different things. So there's tons. There's on Lapbooks for ducks, addition, as I showed you already. Oh, I'm so not used to doing it's backwards for them, even the mirror thing. Oh, I did 2 addition ones. I took out detectives, dragonflies. They have some on different countries. They have 20 plus, and then you can just use it in a variety of different age groups, all the way from, I'd say, around K5-ish, maybe some a little bit younger. You know, some children can. But I was thinking in the child care field, you can put it as a science literature table. You can, depending on what you're doing, like ducks, you can put all the different things, cutouts on there, and the little lap books. And they don't have to do a traditional lap book. You can have them do, oh, I didn't take one out, just a folder. A folder, and then you can add in the papers in the middle, and then they can have little pockets to add leaves, if that's about leaves and trees or seeds, or they can even still tape it on here. I mean, you can add to it any variety of things you want. You can say, and then you can do it as counting. How many leaves do we find today? You can do it on just a walk. What was our nature walk like? What did we do on our nature walk? And they can write a story about it, and then they can tape on the different things they found, or they can color them in and write things about it and make their own leaves or their own trees or own rabbits or squirrels that they saw on their walk, maybe even trash, but whatever it may be. And then you can talk about pollution. They have one on pollution, so then you can then bring that in the next week, different things like that. You can add different science things out there. You can do a couple of literature books out there, things like that. So it can be kind of a math science kind of area. And for counting, you can put numbers out there. How many leaves did they find? They can still have trees and talk about trees and leaves. Then you can put numbers on there too. So then it's still a little bit of science, math. So things like that. You can add a wide variety of different things with it. I think it's a great add to the classroom if you can do it, and not just the literature. So you can have a writing and science area all together with the lap book, and then they can make the book, and they can finalize it and bring it home to their parents. So that's, great. They can do stories. You can even have them make their own stories, and and nonfiction stories. How do we make something? You can do it about making a cake. How do you make a cake? Things like that. And that's science, that's math in there because of the different things, the cause and effect. After it's cooked, it looks a lot differently than when it wasn't cooked, right? Things like that. About the present, so you can do social sciences in there. Countries, that's geography, that's science too. Different plants and gardening, so you can have those kind of things. When it's more nicer out, you can do picking of flowers, dandelions. You got to watch what you pick, though, of course, unless you have your own little garden for your daycare or home daycare you have, things like that. So a wide variety. You can just take pictures, print a couple out for the kids, things like that. Or they can use those pictures and they can draw them themselves. This is what we saw on our walk about different houses and the sizes of the houses and what size of house do they have. That's geography and families and interactions. All those kind of things are great. So it's basically kind of like an interactive workbook, and it increases the interest in different things and makes it more fun. Now they can collect these things and have fun, and then they have something to do with them and put them on something, and they can make a book and they can take it home. That would be as great. And we all know, more hands-on, the more experience with hands-on and things like that, and actually seeing it, guess what? They learn more, and they get more interested, and they want to learn more. So then they can maybe even say, oh, I want to learn about trees. I did trees, but now I want to learn about science and with the weather. Then you can maybe have something collected in a master book of all the different seasons, and then they can start doing their own season book. Say, oh, we can't take it home yet because of what season's coming next. Well, what are we going to talk about next? And then you have that kind of literacy, the sequencing. And it goes with the sequencing of, guess what? Of our seasons, things like that. So there's just tons out there. So it includes all kinds of science, math, reading, obviously, language arts, social studies and health it can bring into it as well. If nothing else, going for those fun walks. So things like that. And there's tons of, as I said, pre-made lap books out there, and interactive unit studies on science, and doing experiments. You can have a little experiment out there. Some of them have some experience. So you can put that out there, and then they can practice it on their own and then write in their lap book about it, what happened when they added vinegar with baking soda, things like that. So you can bring it in as a special activity, or you can put it over there. You can have the cornstarch and water where it, it liquefies with the touch of the hand, and then when you drop it down, it turns into a solid, things like that. You can do the bottles and talk about that, and floating, sinking and floating, what's in there, and they can write about that. And then they can maybe add some things and ask, well, would these seeds, would these sink or float? And then wood, the tongue depressors, the little things like that you do art, you can say, well, that would sink or float, and then you can try that out, things like that. So you can have a lot of great ideas with it, and you can make a whole lap book about it, and it can be as, short, as you can see the one was very short, or you can add tons of pages to it, or just a little bit of pages to it. It just depends on the interest and level of the children in the classroom. So you can leave it for a week, and someone will do a lot, someone will do a little. And it may give you as a teacher ideas of what to do next, and see what the children talk about, things like that, and what they want to do next. What would they like to learn about? More about gardening and different items with the trees, which leads to maybe food. Oh, some plants, they grow what? Fruits and vegetables, things like that. And and then you can bring in the food groups. You can do all those kind of things with it. So it can be sequencing, all those different kinds of things. So it's a fun little thing to do, and you can do it in a little area in your classroom. And then you can bring it in with some things of special projects, things like that. It's great. So if you don't know, look up Lapbooking, but I will put a link down there below. And I forgot to say in the beginning, 5 first comments. I'm still doing it. I haven't got any, so 5 first comments get 50%, 50% off their first class or consulting. Technically, their second consulting, because the first one's always free. See if we can work things out, figure it out, things like that. What you need, what I can do for you to help, all that kind of things. And then you get 50% off your second consultation, or what am I saying? The first training you get 50, any training, even the 12-hour training, things like that, whatever training you want. If you're not sure what I have, I did have a video that tells it all. I can post it. I think I did at one point. So whichever, but you get 50% off your first training, 50%. And if you bring someone with you, then you can get it 75% off. 75% off if you bring a friend with you to the training. So there you go. So guess what? And I can do it online. That's great. I don't have to go out with all this COVID thing, and it's getting really bad again. Hopefully it's going to calm down soon. I don't know. It is the regular flu season, so I don't know. But anyways, I can do it either way, whatever you're comfortable with. So 50% off your first training, and if you bring a friend with you, you get 75% off. So there you go. So hopefully you like it. Let me know what you want to learn about next, what Facebook Live you want. Any questions about childcare, any questions about my trainings, any question about me, let me know, and I'd be glad to. So I'm going to be doing the Facebook Lives. I've been doing it weekly for the homeschooling, so I might alternate. I don't know. So hopefully we can learn together about childcare and trainings and consulting, and how I can help with this mass craziness of all that. And if all your families are doing homeschooling, any questions about that, I'd be glad to help as well, because I know all about homeschooling as well, because some are doing not technically homeschooling, but they're doing it at home online, or some are going to your daycares and you're helping them out with the online schooling now that they have to do for, oh, who knows how long. Hopefully not too long. I don't know. Some parents it's hard for, as I talked about with them, being forced into it. So I'm rambling now. So anyways, I just thought I'd give you one more chance to some people to come on and ask questions. But first 5 comments get 50% off of training or consulting. So I will talk to you later and have a great weekend. Take care, everybody.